Alright everyone, we start off today talking about Alexjones' imminent return to X, also known as Twitter, because most people just still call it Twitter because it's literally twitter.com, and X redirects to Twitter, so unless you want to reverse that, which would be brand damaging, it'll stay Twitter basically. Alexjones is going to return to Twitter, and the salt and the glorious legacy media hit pieces that were immediately shuffled out is quite telling. They have a huge problem with Alexjones. I went on his show once before remotely. I think that he's an interesting dude. He makes interesting content. And I don't think that anyone should be shuttered out of being able to speak freely on a site that's actually searchable on the internet. With all of Google's haranguing, shit, I think they're being sued by Rumble right now specifically because they automatically bury their results behind the YouTube results for similar videos. Probably happens to me too. I haven't checked it out, but maybe I'm a litigant. And anyway, Alexjones is now going to be on Twitter. I think that that's a step in the right direction. Elon Musk did this, by the way, based on a poll. Over 2 million people voted in a poll whether to bring Alexjones back, and about 70% said yes. This also means that about a third of the site is royally pissed off right now, which means that if you look up Alexjones on Twitter, you're going to see some crazy shit posted. Oh my god, Elon Musk is once again supporting extremists by actually allowing them to speak freely on a platform where they never actually broke the rules in the first place, or in which the sins that they committed are now long past, number one, and number two, no longer pertinent to current TOS. I think other sites should do this. If you're going to grandfather in punishment like YouTube has, for example, for your 10-year-old video upload because it now runs afoul of TOS that didn't exist in the first place, you should also grandfather in forgiveness when you strip back the TOS. For example, I'll use YouTube as a brief example. YouTube used to be way more draconian when it came to suggestive content. If you uploaded a video of two perfectly adult lesbians, perfectly dressed and everything, simply making out back in 2006, you got banned for it. Now you get a suggestive label on it, and you have to be logged in to see it and not be a kid and shit. So basically, you just can't make ad revenue, and you're not sending it to little kids or something, which makes sense. But there are accounts that are ostensibly banned. Under those old TOS, they can't be recovered. Even if the person still, 15 years on has the email or something, they're never going to be able to get their account restored. And some of those were decently sized accounts back under the old TOS. Drug-related content, same thing. I mean, I got videos taken down where all I was doing was giving a trip report and giving basic facts about the plant or the fungi that I happened to be referencing at the time, back when I was Botany 101. I think that should be grandfathered in too. In Twitter's case, it appears that Elon Musk is actually going forward with such a scheme, which is that accounts can be unbanned based partially on the fact that he doesn't believe in permabanning people. For most purposes, I agree with him. If it's a bot or something like that, or a person's posting literally illegal content, then I believe in permabanning. Beyond that, I believe in not banning people at all. I don't even believe in temporarily banning people for the most edgy of speech. I don't care if they call for behaviors which I can't actually express out loud even on a YouTube video, for example, as it's no specific target. They're not making a terroristic threat, etc. Alexjones never made terroristic threats. Alexjones was found civilly liable in an onerous legal proceeding in which he did not get fair representation under the law, in which he was unduly punished for what he said in the defamation case. And then everyone decided to ban him. They effectively used that, number one, as an excuse to do so, and number two, by dogpiling, we're hoping to keep him from defending himself in the public square. Now he'll have one seat in the public square where he can actually sit and rant and talk about the frogs turning gay, which will be entertaining. People don't tune into him necessarily because they expect the most accurate, up-to-date information on science or something like that. He's an infotainer. It's InfoWars, infotainment wars. He's an entertaining dude. He gets hyperbolic. He goes off on red-faced rants sometimes, and people find that amusing. And sometimes you also get the actual news. I would point out, if we're going to start banning people for inaccuracies, even, willful ones, Twitter would have to ban MSNBC. They'd have to get rid of Fox News. None of the pundits in mainline journalism would have accounts. If, again, this is the demon of differential enforcement. Alexjones gets shit canned for what he said, for being inaccurate. Meanwhile, you've got the spy letter and the Steele dossier and Pissgate and the Hunter Biden laptop and all of this stuff. Infinite examples where legacy media and mainline pundits and politicians and wonks and talking heads and so forth have been wrong, sometimes willfully, sometimes literally being propagandists. Whereas Alexjones was just mistaken and eventually apologized, by the way, after getting abused in a massive legal case where now they're trying to achieve some sort of settlement. One point some odd $1 billion for making a mistake on your show. After getting dogpiled to the point where half your income is gone. At least he'll be on Twitter. I strongly support this. I think everyone should. It's good to see that Elon Musk is walking the walk as opposed to just talking the talk. While I'm more interested in new tech, in sites that were incepted specifically for the purpose of free expression, so like a BitChute or a Rumble or something, or like Substack, while I'm more interested in that, Twitter has become useful. It has redeemed itself to the point where it is different from the other mainline platforms. It is better than YouTube, for example. Maybe not for vlogging, which sucks for me because that's kind of my forte, or for live streaming, unless you're using a smartphone. I'm assuming that the phone app is better than the desktop usage for that particular purpose. Well, it's not as useful for those. As far as getting people to hear what you say, you're not going to get notified of anything that I do on YouTube, for example. That's why my audience on YouTube is dwindled respective to the number of people that follow the channel. It's the only site on which that's happening, which makes me think that it's something with the site as opposed to with me. On Twitter, though, people can get notified. I've almost thought about, when I upload my videos in the morning, should I just make a tweet about them? At least some people will know that I exist as a result of this. And I can look at my analytics and see exactly how many people that is. Jones is back on Twitter. Good. Elon Musk originally refused to do so and said, well, he lied about dead kids and one of my kids died, I think in infancy, and so he's pissed at Jones. But he decided to put that aside and simply let people on the platform speak. And he knew it was preordained that Alexjones was going to prevail in the poll, which means Musk, I think, had his own mental turnaround on the issue and decided to become more puristic with regards to expression. One of the reasons is probably he's already crossed the Rubicon and he's like, well, the advertisers aren't coming back. I'm going to lose money on this venture. Oh, well, it doesn't really matter what I do then. It's kind of liberating. I think that he's actually seen the light a little bit. I don't fully trust him because he's massively wealthy and he's still a corporatist with ties to China and so forth. So, he's still in that club that you're not part of. But he does seem to have grown somewhat of a warped principle on the subject, possibly out of just capitalistic pragmatism. If you're going to lose money on the project anyway, you might as well wield it at your whim. You might as well rock the system. Hey, you get more attention. That can't be a bad thing. That's about all. Peace out.